Okay, so this is chapter 5 of our 15-part series on vacation homes. And in this chapter, we're going to discuss how much vacation home can you comfortably afford to buy. Obviously, if you're buying a home, there's going to be quite a bit of money involved, and you need to look at this in detail. So for this chapter, we're going to look at the following. One is there's going to be two basic tests to determine how much vacation home you can afford so you're not financially stressed. So knowing how much home you can comfortably afford and, more importantly, not afford are very important factors for enjoying your home and not stressing yourself out. We're going to conclude that if you do want to buy a vacation home, you need to know your limits and the actual costs that are involved regarding your actual finances when you make such a purchase. Before we start, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Just click the subscription button down there below. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And also, if you can like or share the video, we would greatly appreciate it. Disclaimer is, before you make a financial decision of any kind, make sure you consult the appropriate professionals before you make a decision. Do not use this video to make a financial decision. So, in this chapter, you might get your bubble burst with regards to how much vacation home you can actually afford. A lot of people have actually never even thought about this, let alone sit down and calculate what is fair and reasonable for them. So a lot of vacation home salespeople who might talk you into stretching your finances to buy a vacation home, you can probably hear a little bit of pain coming from them, because again, you shouldn't have to stretch yourself. It should be quite a comfortable, easy decision to make. So we're going to look at a couple of financial formulas to plan for how much vacation home you can afford. It sounds more complicated than it really is. This guy here has got his money and he's ready to buy a vacation home. He's just trying to figure out how much home he can actually afford. So there's a couple of simple formulas that you can use, and we're going to show you how to use them. It's very simple, it's not complicated, but again, you need to know what you can comfortably afford. These are luxury items, vacation homes, discretionary income, so you shouldn't put yourself in a bind or a pickle in order to be able to buy one. And again, the truth might hurt a little bit up front, but a little pain now is better than a lot of pain later. So be truthful with yourself and let's proceed. So how much vacation home can you easily afford? And here you see a big vacation home and a little vacation home. There are two parts to the calculation. One, what's your net worth? That's all your assets minus your liabilities. And two, what is your free net cash flow? That's how much cash you have left at the end of every month after you've paid all your bills, your pensions, your expenses, and your taxes. So rule number one with regards to how much home can you afford, get your calculator out, and it's what we call the 15% rule. And it's a simple example. So let's suppose you had a net worth of $2.3 million. So 15% of your $2 million net worth is $300,000. You could easily afford a vacation home of $300,000. Rule number two is the 20% income rule. After all your finances have been paid, all your expenses for the week, for the month have been paid, you can easily afford 20% of your remaining cash flow to go towards your vacation home. So you need to calculate what your free net income is, how much cash you left with at the end of each month after you've taken away all your expenses. So let's say you have a total annual income of $350,000. You're doing very well, you make good money, and after you've paid all your bills, your retirement plans, pensions, any other expenses that you have, you've got $200,000 left in free cash flow. This means you could easily, for the year, spend $40,000 a year on your vacation home, and it really wouldn't crimp your lifestyle. It wouldn't affect how you operate day to day or month to month. And the math is simple. You take $200,000, 20%, $40,000. So combining both parts, the 15% rule of your assets and 20% rule of your free cash flow income, you can calculate exactly how much vacation home you can easily afford. So in our example, you could afford easily a $300,000 vacation home, and you could also afford to operate it if it was going to cost you $40,000 a year in operating expenses. Very simple. And again, if you truly want to enjoy the experience of owning your vacation home and you do rent it out, consider any rental income a bonus to your financial income, not a necessity. You don't want to have a home so you have to rent it out in order to be able to pay the bills. Just look at, if you do rent the home and you collect any rental income, it's a financial bonus for the year. That way you'll enjoy the home even more. So remember, a vacation home is a purely luxury, discretionary item. And to see the difference between investment property and vacation homes, review chapter 1 and 2 of our series. You don't want to be like that little guy there chasing the cash. Okay, so in summary, the key points to remember are: there is a difference between buying purely investment property and buying a vacation home. Quite often these are not the same, and we discuss this in chapters 1 and 2 of this series. There's a link in the description below. Vacation homes are purely discretionary luxury items, and you need to look at your finances and look at the simple ratios to see how much vacation home you can easily afford. Also, you always need to be realistic, and the vacation home, if it does generate income, just look at that as a bonus. If you're relying on vacation home income in order to be able to own a vacation home, you're probably setting yourself up for some type of financial stress. So once again, if you did like this video and you want to subscribe to the rest of our series, just click the subscribe button below, ask any questions in the comments, and do share and like our video.